Okay, I'm going to be showing you my classroom that I've created, and I've done the best that I can to make it realistic. I've gone and looked at a lot of other teachers' classrooms and just tried to see what was best when considering space and stuff like that. So this is the 2D view of my classroom, and I'll show you the 3D view and we'll walk around it. So when you first come in, I have my desk in the corner over here. Um, I'm not sure ideally that's where I would want it, but for this space, I found that it's where it worked best to make sure that it was in the front of the classroom, in front of all the students. I could see everything from all sides of the classroom. That's where I put it. And then going into the front of the classroom, I have this TV, which there would be TVs and whiteboards up there so that we could use PowerPoints to look at slides, stuff like that. Watch education videos, like anything that we needed like that. And then obviously the whiteboards is to do a lot of stuff. This board that I have over here is for like any anchor charts we're working on, any important information we're talking about during that current lesson. And then I also have the rug up here for some time spent in the front of the room to have whole group discussions, anything like that. Um, and going around my classroom, you'll see I tried to hang a couple posters, but ideally I would have more posters hung around my room that revolve around whatever grade we're in. For me, it's ideally like the first or second grade. Our classroom rules will be hung up, the expectations, all that stuff will be hung around the room, but I was just working with what I have. I also want to make sure to include plants and natural light. I've just heard really positive things about including those in your classroom. So I want to make sure that my windows are available and that plants are there too. There's going to be cubbies for my students um, to put all their stuff, and this will be hopefully somewhere that's not really completely accessible for them throughout the day because we really don't need to be going through our backpacks and I feel like it just causes distractions. So this is somewhere where we just put our stuff and then leave it there for the day. Um, so cubbies hopefully would be in a better location. This little area over here in the corner is the library. It's an area to calm down, to regroup, students that need flexible seating, um, even just library time for silent reading. It has its own lamp, so if the lights are off, and it has comfortable seating, and again, it has those plants. So, just a really great space for students to go to, especially students with behaviors who need a second to calm down that's away from students to make sure that before they return to their learning, they were able to get that break that they needed. Next, coming over to this corner, I have a bean table. I just feel like this is a really great way to incorporate small group work in to the classroom. I think small group work is super important to make sure that you're targeting specific instruction for students. So I definitely want to make sure that I have some sort of table like that in my classroom. And I also provided some flexible seating options just as an opportunity to show that there is other seating available for students if needed, when needed. I just want to make sure that that's clear that that would be there. And then ideally there would be a lot more storage, but this is just kind of like an idea of how we can have storage, things that we need to like easily access, like our math supplies for the day or our reading supplies for the day, or if we're working on science, like anything like that, I found would be easiest to just take from these shelves if they're right here and accessible. And I also just have some more bins, but ideally there'd be a lot more cabinet space and stuff like that because I'm sure storage will be very needed. And then for seating, I have found in younger groups or younger grades, sorry, that groups are super beneficial. Um, for some students, it can be a little bit hard. They can be a little bit chatty, but that's okay. I found that group work is super important to incorporate like a bunch of strategies and stuff like that, like turning and talking with your partner, and it can be helpful, like, when you're still at those young ages and growing in school that you, like, have other people and you're one with your peers. I just feel like sitting in these groups of 4 or maybe even 3 would be super beneficial for the students in the classroom. And I also found that this layout really helped make sure that my room we were able to walk around in, be mobile in, especially I found that I was trying to accommodate students a lot, which I think I was able to accomplish. And I found that this layout was enough that didn't feel cluttered, but it was also like a functioning classroom where you could have all your things, your space for small group, your space for independent time, and your space for working with a group or with your table crew, anything like that. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and that's my classroom.